Hey, it's Ben. Listen, when I first heard when I wanted to grow my business, a 10x goal would be easier than a 2x goal. I just thought it was this overhyped marketing space thing that you hear that just would never work for me or my clients. And if you're a business owner or a leader, I think you might be thinking the same. 10x sounds like this pipe dream, hypey thing that could never work. But what happens if it wasn't hype? What happens if 10x wasn't just a hypey marketing, guru speak thing that you heard on the internet? What happens if it was actually the way to grow your business? What happens if it was a way that forced you to simplify your business so much that it allowed you to end the burnout and the hustle and the grind that has left you maybe overwhelmed, constantly in work or working mode, that you never take days off, and your business might not be growing the way that you wanted to grow? What happens if it solved all of those problems? What if it was the thing that forced you to grow, not just your business, but it forced you to grow your leadership as well? What happens if it forced you to be a better communicator and a better thinker? And as I started to delve into this hype that I believed at first, it turns out that 10x isn't just hype. It turns out that actually one of the things that 10x helps is the biggest problem that you're probably facing in your business right now, which is 2x thinking. Now, if you're a little bit like me, you're not undermotivated. You're actually probably super busy. You're probably back to back in meetings. You're probably doing as much as you can. You're probably hustling. And you're probably not lacking in ideas either. I definitely wasn't. The problem I had was that I had too many ideas, too many opportunities, too many pathways, because my goals allowed that to happen. What if 10x was actually a way to grow your business and force you to innovate in a time where innovation is more important than ever, where you innovate or you're going to get forgotten about? I started implementing the 10x methodology, and I did the same with my clients. And what I want to share with you is the results of that. The brutal truth is rising costs of living. You've got the hungry tax man. You've got operational costs that seem to just get bigger and bigger. Even though things can get simpler and simpler, 2x doesn't seem to grow your business fast enough. And all of these things gobble up the success and the progress you feel like you're making. And I felt the same too, and so did my clients. So what we wanted to find was a way to grow our businesses that was far superior to the 2x thinking that we've been taught by our parents or school or modeled in traditional goal setting methodology, because it wasn't working. Albeit there was growth happening, it wasn't at the rate that we knew that was possible. But here's the problem with 10x. And like I said at the start, it sounds hypey. It sounds like something that's going to add stress. And this is the real truth about 10x thinking. It actually forces you to do less. Now, one of the struggles that I think so many entrepreneurs and business owners and leaders have is that they think a 10x goal is going to add stress to their plate. It's going to force them to do more. However, this isn't the case. 10x actually forces you to do less and better work than you've ever done before. 10x as a thinking tool and a methodology and an operating system actually forces you to upgrade your operating system for your life and your business. This is because 10x, when you actually look at the science and the practice and the art of helping someone go 10x, it's actually broken down into 3 distinct spaces. The first thing being identity, which is your stories, the stories that you tell yourself about yourself and your business and the marketplace, and your standards, what you're willing to accept and not accept. Equally, it's about your interaction and your interpretation of time, where you place your focus and your attention. And the third thing is your leadership, how you create trust and transformation in yourself and your company. And when you master these 3 areas, your life and your success grows as a byproduct of all the momentum that you create from mastering these key things. I know this because I lived this for years. In my early 20s, I created a body transformation gym. I saw so many people succeed and fail when it came to transforming their bodies. And equally in my late 20s and my early 30s, the same thing was happening in my business coaching. These three things would often be the thing that stopped people from moving forwards, achieving their goals, and creating massive transformation. And what I started to understand and wanted to study were the laws of momentum that would either inhibit or facilitate somebody to grow exponentially. And by exponentially, I mean 10x, where you start to see growth happening so fast, it changes everything about you, your business, and your life. What happened for me is I started to hit goals that I believed to be impossible. I hit in 1 month what I'd achieved the previous year in the whole year. I started to see the same thing happening for my clients as well. Luke joined a new industry in a new skill set and he secured a 6-figure partnership in his first year of coaching. Tom grew his income, grew his salary by 3 times and got a board position in his new company. And Freddie transformed that much. He transformed his relationship and created a powerful partnership, and now is running one of the most forward-thinking ADHD clinics in New Zealand. These things don't just work for me and my clients. They're not just theory either. It's a recipe, and I want to share that recipe with you. Think about it like this. One of the things that I found, and this is in one of my experiences, that one day my mentor asked me to write down my 10x goal. And he actually asked me, have you ever written this down before, Ben? Have you ever written down your pathway to 10, it was 10 million pounds at the time? And I was like, no, I've never done that. And he said, well, Ben, this is an intentional practice. You're never going to get to 10 million by chance. You've got to be intentional with your actions and your thinking and how you orient to this goal. So what I did, I got out my notebook, which I'm suggesting you do now, and I wrote down what was my 10x goal. So pause the video right now, write down your 10x goal, and even if you think about this just for a couple of minutes, what's one way that you might be able to see getting there right now? Sometimes for some people it comes straight up, but the most important thing is that you do this now. You write down your 10x goal. What's something that is 10 times the impact, the income, or the freedom that you want from your current business or your life? 10x is bold. It's really going to transform the way that you see your life and yourself. Whereas 2x is incremental, it's iterative, and it's safe. And the problem is with safe is that we are in a time where technology, where business, where transformation is happening so fast, you're going to have to innovate or you're going to be, like I said, forgotten about. Now imagine this. You wake up every morning knowing exactly what you need to do. You've got a clear vision of exactly what you're trying to achieve. And what you start to notice is that you are making decisions from your future, from the goal, instead of from the limitations of the past. Now, one thing I noticed is that when I started to really clear up exactly what my 10x goal was, I stopped putting the limitations I had from the failures that I'd had in the past. Now, I think the same happened for so many business owners and leaders. Until we create a vivid vision of the future, we'll simply default to the past. And this is what I'll help you do inside my coaching partnership called Momentum. Now, the Momentum Coaching Partnership actually helps you build a clear vision of the future, a 10x goal, and a clear pathway to get there. And what it does, it helps you install the habits and the behaviors and the thinking that actually start to help you create massive momentum. And this momentum is the very thing that knocks through the obstacles that have perhaps got in your way in the past. So now you've got one of two choices. I love the film The Matrix, the blue pill and the red pill, right? So the blue pill, you forget about all of this, what you've just watched over the last couple of minutes, and you go back to your 2x way of thinking, you keep iterating and trying to do what you're currently doing. There's nothing wrong with that. But now you know the 10x pathway and the methodology exists, why not dig a little deeper? Because what I'm going to share with you is the exact methodology that has helped not just me, my clients, but a number of people 10x their business in 3 years' time. And something I've learned through this process is until you create a vivid vision of the future, you will simply keep defaulting to the past. And the problem with that is that we keep getting results that we've got in the past. We keep perpetuating the past, so we stay the same. 10x forces you to do things differently. What it also helps you do is it helps you stack daily momentum, daily wins, starting to build a process by success doesn't happen as a chance. It's an intentional set of actions you do every single day, every single week, and every single month. Now, I'll help you do that inside my Momentum Coaching Partnership. This is where you and I partner on creating a 10x goal and a system to help you get there. And what I've noticed from studying this methodology for the last couple of years is there are 5 distinct things that get in the way for entrepreneurs, business owners, leaders that are trying to do this. So what I did, I created a scorecard for you to really quickly assess which one of these 5 things may be getting in your way. Now, once you've taken the scorecard, it takes 2 to 3 minutes. It's totally free. You'll get a link to sit with me on a call, and I'll go through with you exactly what is holding you back, whether it's your vision, whether it's something like implementation. One of these things is maybe the linchpin from you having a 10x goal and making that actually happen in real life. Now, what I want to do is help you create a really clear pathway and a plan. And if it makes sense, I'll share with you all about my Momentum Coaching Partnership, where I'll help you implement that over 12 weeks. Now, all you need to do after you've watched this is click on the link below this video and take the scorecard. And once you've taken the scorecard, you'll get your results straight away. And then if you want to sit with me, I will go through everything you need to know to implement the changes that are what I call small levers that cause big changes. And that's what I'm always looking for. Small things that you can change that are going to have a profound effect on your results. Now, I want to share something before I go. And it's something I'm going to repeat from something I've said on the video, which is until you create a vivid and bold vision of the future, you will keep defaulting to the past. The reason I'm sharing this again is that this is what happened for me and my clients until they discovered the 10x methodology and they started to implement the steps, the pathways, and the protocols that allowed them to make 10x happen. Thank you so much for watching the video. Go and take the scorecard and let's create a 10x transformation for you and your business.